Hello guys. So today we'll be starting off with a new chapter which is called Statistics and Numbers. So this chapter is very important from the exam point of view because in the exam you get a lot of questions from this particular chapter, and the point is that this is a little bit confusing, like all the questions related to mean, median, mode. They're kind of a little bit tricky and a lot of people do get it wrong. So just pay a little bit more attention on this chapter, specifically to all the questions that we'll be covering on. And I would just like to tell you that it's not tough. It's pretty simple. It's just that you have to, kind of understand the concept, and I think then you'll be able to do it pretty easily. Okay, so let's start. So I'll be taking on the questions directly, and as we approach the questions and we encounter new things, new formulas, so we'll be discussing that. Okay, so for the first question, we are given that there is an organization which consists of managers or directors. The average salary of a manager is equals to the total average salary minus 5,000, or you can say that the average salary of manager is 5,000 less than the total average salary, and the director's average salary is equals to 15,000 more than the average salary of the entire organization, right? So we have to find out the percentage of directors present in the organization. Okay, so before we begin with the question, I would like to tell you a formula which is kind of very relevant and very important because it will really help you to solve a lot of questions related to mean, median, mode. Uh, but more importantly, you can solve the questions in a matter of few seconds if you do and take this approach, which I'm going to tell you. Otherwise, you can take a lot of time, which is not obviously advisable for the exam. Okay, so for example, let's say we have one group whose median is m. Mean is m. Okay, so we have a group, okay, whose mean is m1, and let's suppose there are n1 objects in that. Now this can be n1 objects, n1 people, n1 instances, whatever. Like the total number of countable things that are there, that is n1, and this is the mean. m1 is the mean of the group. Okay, there is another group whose mean is m2. The mean is m2, and the total number of objects present in that group is n2. Okay, now what we do is that we combine the group 1 and the group 2 to form a new group which consists of n1 plus n2 objects, obviously, right? So we combine this and we combine this, okay, and we form a new group. Let's suppose its mean is m, right? We don't know what the mean is, so we are assuming the mean is something called m. Okay, and obviously there will be n1 plus n2 objects in this. I don't think there should be any problem in this, right? So this is group 1, this is group 2, right? And this is a new group which has been formed by merging group 1 and group 2. Okay, I hope this should be clear till now, right? Now, the formula over here is that n1 upon n2, n1 upon n2 is equals to the mean of this group minus the mean of this group, which is a combined group. So m2 minus m upon m minus m1. Okay, so this is the formula that you should just learn and understand very properly because it's going to be very, very helpful. Okay, so this is the formula. N1 is the number of objects in the group 1, N2 is the number of objects in group 2, M2 is the mean of the second group, M1 is the mean of the first group, and the M over here denotes the combined group's mean. Okay, perfect. Now let's try to solve this question using this approach. Okay, so we had an organization which consisted of managers and directors. So what we'll be doing over here is that we will take one group of manager, we'll take the other group of directors, and we'll combine them. So what will happen is that when we combine the manager and the director, we get the organization as a whole, right? So uh, let's suppose over here, um, we denote the manager by M, right? So the group of managers has a mean of M, right? The group of directors has a mean of D. We assume this is the directors group and the mean is D. This is the managers group and the mean is M. Okay. And we combine these two things to form the organization, right? Because the organization consists of managers and directors. So we combine this and we form an organization whose mean is, let's suppose, O, right? The mean is O. Okay. We also assume that, for example, over here, there are, for example, P people, like there are P managers, and over here, there are Q directors. So in the entire organization, we have P plus Q people working. That is P manager and Q directors. Okay. So now what we have in the question is that the average salary of manager is equal to the total average salary minus 5,000, right? So the total average salary or the mean of the organization. What do you mean by total average salary? Average is mean, right? So the total average salary mean the mean of the entire organization. So this is the entire organization and the mean is O. We just assumed it's O, right? So we know that the manager's average salary, which is M, that is equal to the total average salary, which is O, minus 5,000, right? So we can write it over here that M is equals to O minus 5,000. I hope this should be clear, right? Similarly, the average salary for director is equals to 15,000 more than the total average salary. So the total average salary is O, right? So the director's salary will be O plus 15,000. I hope this should be clear, right? O plus 15,000, right? Now using the formula N1 upon N2, N1 is the number of people in group 1, N2 is the number of people in group 2. So group 1 is this, group 2 is this. So N1 upon N2, which is P upon Q. So P, I'll just write it with this. So P upon Q is equals to M2 minus M. M2 is the mean of the second group. The second group is this, the mean is D. D is equals to O plus 15,000. O plus 15,000 minus M. M is the mean of the entire thing of both the groups. So M will be O, right? Minus O upon M minus M1. M is O minus M1. M1 means the first group, which is this. So O minus M, which is O minus 5,000. Right? So this will cut. O minus O will cut. So this will become 15,000 upon 5,000, which is 3 upon 1. Right? So P upon Q is equals to 3 upon 1. What is P? P is the number of managers. Q is the number of director. Right? So let's suppose that if we have an organization where there are 4 people, right? Because 3 plus 1, 4. That means 3 of them will be managers, right? And 1 will be director. Very simple, right? So we had to find out the percentage of directors, right? So the percentage of directors will be 1 upon total people 4 into 100, right? Which turns out to be how much? 25%. So this is the answer, 25%. So the percentage of directors is 25%. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now all the following questions will be much more easier because once you have understood this, you will be able to approach them with much better clarity, right? I don't think I need to repeat myself, but I'll just quickly tell again. There is one group whose mean is M1, and there are N1 objects, N1 people. For example, in this case, there were N1 people. It can be objects, it can be instances, whatever. And there is another group whose mean is M2 and N2 objects. We combine both the things to form a new group whose mean is M, and there are N1 plus N2 objects, right? So similarly, in this question, we had an organization where we had managers or directors. So we take one group for managers and we take another group for directors, okay? And we combine both of them to form an organization which consists of managers and directors, right? Let's suppose there are P managers, let's suppose there are Q managers. So in the organization, there will be P plus Q people, that is P managers and Q directors, right? So we were given in the question that the average salary of manager, which is M, this is the mean, right? Mean or average is the same thing. So for manager, the average is M, for director, the average is D, and for the entire organization, the average is O. So manager average salary is equals to total average salary minus 5,000. So manager average salary M is equals to total average salary, which is O minus 5,000, right? The director average salary is 15,000 plus the total average salary. So director average salary D is equals to 15,000 plus the total average salary. So we got these 2 points, right? Now we know from the formula that N1 upon N2, N1 is the number of things in group 1, N2 is the number of things in group 2. So P upon Q is equals to M2 minus M. M2 is this, the second group, and M is the combined group. So D minus O, right? So D minus O is O plus 15,000 minus O, that means 15,000. Similarly, M minus M1 is the combined group minus the first group, which means O minus M. So O minus M will be 5,000. So we get 3 by 1. So P upon Q is equals to 3 upon 1, means the number of managers to the number of directors ratio is 3:1. So from that we can calculate that the percentage of directors will be 25%. I hope this should be clear now.